Welcome back to Native Child Talks. Today we are joined by the inspiration Botlhale Boikanyo. Many of you already know who she is. She won at just 11 years old. I nearly said America's. South Africa's Got Talent.
Yes, sir.
How was that experience for you?
They made him break rocks, thinking they were breaking his spirit. Little did they know they were preparing him to break barriers of inequality, oppression, and discrimination. And when opened the prison doors, he opened his heart and forgave them. Now that's my first black president. Thank you, Tata. You are my hero, my inspiration, and you made me proudly South African.
It was fun. It was honestly fun. I think entering the competition, I didn't even think I'd make it that far. So to have made it that far was a dream come true.
At 11?
Yeah.
My word. I saw the performance and I got chills. I saw it recently again. I still got chills.
Thank you so much.
Where does that passion and power come from?
Yeah, I think one thing I always say is I think poetry found me and the arts found me. I think it's a gift and calling from God. I think it's a talent that is bestowed in me. I started poetry at a young age, so I can't even say I loved it from then. I was just doing it because I got into it through a school concert.
Wow.
And then my parents kept me performing. I would perform at churches, birthdays, funerals, until I realized for myself that I really do enjoy this. So I always say poetry found me, and God really did put the love of the arts within me.
Seriously, yeah. I mean, it's amazing. Earlier on, when we were talking privately, you even mentioned that your own mom is a poet.
Yes.
How amazing is that?
I think everything that I do is a gift from my mom. My mom does poetry, she does acting, she does dancing, every single thing, and she used to perform even when she was pregnant. So I feel like that's where it started.
Wow.
That's where it began. Yeah.
Really, I feel like you
I was moving in there.
You had it in the womb.
Yeah.
Now, how was like that experience of performing? I'm guessing South Africa's Got Talent. Is there a live audience?
Yes, it is.
How was that experience for you at such a young age?
Yeah, I think 11-year-old Botlhale was fearless. I was excited more than anything to share this gift that God has given me. I was excited for the world to see what I can do. I think that's all I remember from that feeling. I don't remember ever being nervous. I remember there was even a point in the competition where I was like, I'm so confident, I'm winning, girl. And that was fate speaking. It was exciting for me. Honestly, the whole experience was exciting.
And let's remember, you were still at school.
Yeah.
And how was that now going back to school after having experienced something so grand? Because I mean, most kids at 11 would never get to experience what. How was that experience being on a grand stage, performing Madiba's poem, and having the whole of South Africa, respond so well to it, and then having still to plug back into normal life and still be a school kid?
Yes, it was an honor more than anything. I feel like my journey through SA's Got Talent wasn't just my journey alone. I was able to carry my community with me. So many people supported me, so many people believed in me. I feel like it was an achievement for all of us. Yes. I remember even when I went back home, there was a whole homecoming, welcoming. And I feel like as a child, I always knew that I don't want to be stuck in the cycle of poverty. So I didn't grow up in a silver spoon or anything, and I always wanted more for myself. And I thought that would come through academics. So I always knew that I'm working hard, so I get a bursary, so I end up in Joburg somehow, and I get to one of these big schools, and the arts is actually, and my gift is what got me there. So I feel like more than anything, it wasn't just my dream. I was able to inspire other people, and so many other people got to believe in themselves, and they also wanted to push and get out of those communities and do more and everything. So I feel like more than anything, it was a win for all of us.
Really, it was. I think I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, because when one person wins, we all realize we have the capability and the potential for all of us to win.
Definitely.
So thank you for shining light.
Thank you.
For not for yourself, but for everyone else.
Yeah.
And how was now transitioning into, because I mean you became this child star. How has the transition been in becoming like into adulthood? How has that been?
I feel like in terms of just personality and everything, I feel like I'm still the same person. I've always just been a chill person. I think the only transition I've ever had into adulthood is not actually having responsibilities, such as having to think about rent and school and everything. I'm just like, sign me out. But everything else, I think I'm just the same. It's honestly still the same person.
Still the same person.
Yeah.
You've now gone into, what are you, or maybe let's put it this way, what are you currently doing?
So currently I am doing my final year. I'm doing a BA in motion pictures, and then I still do poetry and I'm doing acting. And recently I have found an interest in presenting. So that's me.
I see it.
Yeah.
I see it. You're a poet. We obviously would love to hear some of your favorite, like what's your favorite poem, and can you recite maybe a line or 2 or 3 for us?
My favorite poem, I think my favorite poem would probably have to be my winning poem. I am going to try and remember from 12, 13, I think it went, Africa, my roots, Africa, my pride, oh Africa, my motherland, a place so rich and gifted, a nation filled with diversity of cultures of Banabambala, Wasibilo, Banabantari, something like that. Yeah.
Wow. You know, I think what I love about your poetry is that it has a sense of identity. It has a sense of rerouting.
Yeah.
You know, rerouting us into who we are. I love that.
Definitely.
I love it. So inspirational. I wish I could write poetry. But anyway, I'm sure you were one of those kids at school. They were like, when the teacher was like, we already know she got an A+.
I loved poetry. I loved English. That was definitely my favorite subject.
Now, I heard, because I thought you are summer nominated, but no, you are a
Summer was.
Awardee.
Then I was.
Wow, how did that feel like, and when was that? When did you win a summer?
So I think it was 3 years after SA's Got Talent, I did a music and poetry album, and with that I did the Sadmas and I did the Summers. And yeah, I mean, it was unexpected. Honestly, I never thought I could ever, I didn't even know there was a certain category I could even fit into the Summers. So it was great. And I think more than anything, being able to perform there was amazing. I think that was the experience I really
Congrats.
had. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. The question I wanted to ask you, because you started at such a young age, did fame at some point overwhelm you?
You know what? When people ask me about fame, I don't think I'm famous yet. I feel like once I am on Beyonce's level, once I'm on your level, honestly, I would have made it in life. Right now, I'm still getting there. I feel like once I've gotten to your level, Madam CEO, it's over. It's over for everyone.
Too sweet. And then if a genie could give you 3 wishes, what would those be?
If I could get 3 wishes, I actually have to think about that. I think I actually need to think about it. Okay. I think if I had 3 wishes, one, I would probably want to perform on a very large international stage.
Yes.
Something like, I don't know, the Super Bowl. Something huge.
Please.
Secondly, maybe I'd want to be in like an international movie, I think. And then thirdly, I would love to own like my own Tyler Perry Studios and something.
I see it.
Yeah. I think those are the 3 I'm going with. Yeah.
It's done. You know when you make a wish, right?
Manifesting.
It shall manifest in due time.
Definitely.
It's done. And what are some of, what would you say are your career highlights?
My career highlights, I think one would definitely be performing at the presidential inauguration. Two.
Rub shoulders with the prisoners.
And then two, I think, would be being part of the Legacy of Hope Foundation, where I got to perform in LA and New York. But also more than that, it was helping to build the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital.
In where I come from, I would say Dumelang, Molweni, Sanbonani. But in common language, I would say good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Botlhale Boikanyo, a poet from South Africa. And I'm going to be reciting a poem to Tata. This poem really inspires me because Tata Nelson Mandela to me is a true legend. He is more than a legend to me. He is an inspiration to me. So on his birthday, I myself would want to give him the gift of assurance that we will carry the baton forward. We will carry the Madiba values forward. He Africa, kana botlhale jwa phala, bo tswa phalane. Thetsa nke lotsele gang khutswe, kana se monate se ngwaelwa. Ke bua ka mogaka, molwela kgololosego, mmelega bana le basadi, mmelega setšhaba sa Afrika Borwa. Hela, o sa botsa Dithetha ngoyemyem, usophish ungolomsila, uvela pampentsele, uholihlahla,
Madiba. I think I'm gonna place those as top two.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How was that? Traveling, going to LA, how was that experience?
It was amazing, it was amazing. I got to meet amazing people, make amazing connections, and just being on that stage was amazing. Yeah.
Do you see yourself staying within South Africa, or do you see yourself like on the world stage? Like where does Botlhale see herself?
In terms of staying anywhere, I love Africa and I love our continent. But in terms of performing, I would love to perform at the global stage. But home is where I want to reside, and home is where I want to build and inspire and make a difference in any way that I can.
You actually got to perform in LA. Do you mind just giving us a snippet of your performance or the poem that you did in LA? For all of us who did not get to go.
I don't quite remember it, but I did a tribute called This Day Is Done that was done by Maya Angelou. So Maya Angelou was part of the port that I was under. So when she passed on, it was a tribute to her. So I did a rendition of Maya Angelou's.
I was actually going to ask you if Maya Angelou is one of your, what do we call it? I wouldn't say idols.
Yes, definitely. She's one of my inspirations.
How would your 10-year-old self react to who you are today?
Oh, that is actually a very deep question. I think my 10-year-old self would be proud of this person. I think when I was in high school, I was an academic as well. So part of me wanted to go into the accounting route because I loved accounting. But I wasn't quite passionate about it. I think I was going the academic route because it felt more financially secure.
Correct.
And literally a week before I was supposed to go to varsity, I left it and I was like, I'm actually going to do something I'm passionate about. And I signed up to the varsity I currently am at.
You know that you noticed she didn't say which varsity. In case there are lots of applications all of a sudden.
So yeah, I think she'd be proud of me for following something that I'm passionate about and just following my dreams, to be honest.
I think you touch on something so important.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do things because we're following what maybe has been done or what's popular and not really following our passion. And only along the way we realize, you know what, I can't do this. You know, and then you start changing later on. So kudos to you for figuring it out early on that, you know what I always say that follow your passion.
Yeah.
Because I get a lot of people who ask me, Well, what advice would you have for me as I'm starting business for your passion?
Yeah, I feel like passion drives you.
Yeah.
No matter what stream you're in, when you're passionate about something, it's the reason to wake up and do it and push and fully go for it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I want to ask, what is the most common question you are asked on your DM?
The most common question I'm asked on my DM is probably, how do you get into television? How can I be a TV star? Yeah.
And what answer do you give?
I always say that start in whatever space you're in. So don't wait for the opportunity to be on television. Start honing your skill in whatever space you're in. So whether it be performing for your family or performing at church or performing at school, that's how you grow your talent. That's how you furrow your passion. Don't wait for a bigger platform. Create those platforms for yourself and just express yourself, because this is a gift. It doesn't need you to be on television to share it with the world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Which I love that, because I often will tell people when people don't know where to start. You need to be it.
Yeah.
You need to be in it.
Yeah.
So it can't be there. You need to actually be it and be doing
exactly.
it.
Like your story, you with hair, you were doing your family's hair. That's where it started. You didn't wait to open such a big brand and be a global star. You know what I'm saying?
Even though I didn't know back then that.
Hey, Beyonce, I told you, you're the real famous person. Yeah.
And then in closing, what one advice you would give someone who wants to be Botlhale today, who wants to be in your shoes? What advice would you give them?
I would definitely say that believe in yourself and believe in the potential that God has bestowed in you. God says that He has a plan for you, plans to prosper you, to give you hope and a future. And He says that whatever you ask in prayer, He will do it. And I think that it's just unimaginable to know that there's a God above who believes so much in us. How do we not believe in ourselves? I feel like it always starts with believing in yourself, because the minute you believe in yourself, you're able to chase your dreams fearlessly and boldly, and the sky's not even the limit. There's so much more. But yeah, believing in yourself is always where it starts. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you for this sit down. We loved having this conversation with you.
Thank you.
And I think you will inspire thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of young people.
Thank you. I definitely think the next time we need to have a native talk where I'm on the other side and you're the star. I want to interview you. I want to interview you. Of course.
Yeah.
Next one is on that.
I'll make sure of it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure that you subscribe so you can watch more of these.